welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it with today's video. Today I'm just gonna be talking about how to I just want to talk about allowing people to make their own decisions in life. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go on and come out and start with that. So that is what I'm talking about today. We as people need to stop trying to make decisions for other people's according to their life and what they do and how they do. Now, it's okay for you to have an opinion. It's your opinion. You can have an opinion on certain things. You can even give advice. But stop thinking that everybody has to take your advice on their life decisions. Because you may give them advice, but it may not be the advice that they need to take at that time. Now, you may think so, but they may be hearing something totally different from God. You know, He could be telling them a totally different thing. So, just because you give a person advice does not mean they have to take it. You give them advice and leave it at that. Stop trying to, we have so many people out here trying to tell people how to live, give them advice and think they should just take it and run with what you tell them to do. But don't you think that things come from God? Like, a lot of choices that people don't make comes from God. When they're thinking that I should go off of this person's advice or that person's advice, and it's okay. Your advice is okay for me to take as long as it is in alignment what God wants me to do. If it's not in alignment with what God wants me to do, then at that time, I'm not going to take your advice. Now, you may feel like you have the best advice in the world. And guess what? You may have the best advice in the world to you. Doesn't mean that it is to me. It's just a good advice. But it's not good enough for what's going on in my life. And that's what people have to start to realize, that every advice that you give a person, they don't have to take it. Actually, they don't have to listen to you at all. Even if they're making a bad decision. Because guess what? God gives us a choice. Why can't people? If God gives you a choice to live right or wrong, what makes you think that you're going to tell me how to do right and wrong? You can give me an advice how to do the right thing, but your advice may not be the right thing for me to do. It may be the right thing for me to do, but I'm the one who has to find out for myself. That's just like adult children. When you have adult children, you got to stop trying to control your adult children, because they have to choose whether they're going to do right or wrong in life. You can teach them, you can talk to them, you can give them advice, but stop darn near killing yourself to get them to try to do what you want to do or live how you want to live. That's the biggest mistake as a parent that you can make, is pushing a child to do what you want them to do. Because guess what? If they don't want to do it, they ain't going to do it. Because they're grown. And then when they make a decision, it's not because you wanted it. It's because they wanted to make that decision. The stuff that I didn't do when I was growing up or when I got grown, it wasn't because I'm thinking at that point, I'm like, oh, do I think about what my mama told me growing up? Yeah, sometimes I think about it after I done did the stuff. And I think, well, you know what? My mama told me not to do that. I should have listened. But I didn't. But I learned. You learn from your mistakes. Everybody out here that's on the face of this earth has learned from their mistakes. Stop acting like you ain't made no mistakes. It may not be the same mistake I made. It may not even be the worst mistake as I made. But you stop thinking that people supposed to do things the way you do it. And another thing, we criticize people to the point where because we want them to do what we want them to do, so we criticize them. We criticize them, and then we talk to them like that because we want them to do what we want them to do, so we criticize them. Well, that ain't good. And that ain't of God. So if you're looking at somebody and you see the things that they doing and you be like, well, you know, she ain't even living right. Well, you're not either, because you're talking about them. And that's gossip. And that's not of God. So the next time you look to talk about somebody or criticize somebody or tell somebody what they should and should not do, you better take a look in the mirror and think about the things that you do and say about people, because you're just as wrong as the person that you're talking about that's doing it. I had to learn when I got older. I'm gonna say probably when I turned 50, because at 45 I still was like but at 50 I was like, I know what you said, but we're gonna try it like this. I'm gonna do it this way, because every situation in my life right now, I always pray and ask God and trust God. A lot of times we don't trust God. That's why we go off of other people's opinions, other people's advice, and everything else, because we don't trust God. My thing is, if you give me an advice to do something, I'm definitely gonna pray and ask God. And if He's okay with it, then I'll take your advice. But just because you give it to me don't mean I have to take it. And just because things happen or go a certain way doesn't mean that your advice, if I would have took your advice, it would have been any better. No, it wouldn't have. That's the problem with people of today. They think that they just know how to live their life totally, and you don't. You know how to live your life, you just don't listen. Sometimes we don't listen to God. When He tells us to go right, we may not go left, but we go straight. We just keep going. And He done told you to turn off the road, and you still on that same road that He told you to turn off of. You're still on that road. So I trust God in my decisions in life at this point in time. And a lot of people don't like it because they feel like you're not listening to me. Well, I don't have to listen to you, because you're not the only person that gives me advice. You're not the only person that talks. So, you know, that's my theory of that. And that's just what I solely believe, that you don't have to take everybody's advice. And people stop thinking that everybody has to take your advice. They don't. Stop getting an attitude. Whenever I'm talking to somebody and they're asking me about something, or they want my opinion on something, I give them my opinion. And I tell them all the time, look, this is the way I look at it. You may not see it the same way. I tell my kids the same thing. I don't try to control my children. I feel like most people control their children because of the stuff that they didn't do right in life, or the things that they feel like I gotta stop her because I stop him because these are the things I did in my life, and I don't want them going down that road. No, because even though that's your child, y'all two totally different people. That's your child, but y'all two. Nobody on this earth, I don't care if you twins, identical twins, nobody on this earth is the same. Everybody is different. Everybody has their own mindset. Everybody. And you need to just stop trying to control people. Like, I see people out here that try to control people that they don't really even know. Well, I told her not to do that, and she went on and did it. You know, she ain't got to listen to me. Well, I mean, she don't. Because for one, if you were working with her, you're not a supervisor. For two, if you are her parent, she or he is grown. Even kids have their own mind, but we teach our children, and in teaching your kids, they see you do things. That's why a lot of times I have to stop myself from doing certain things, because I'm like, I don't want them to get to the point to be like, well, it's okay. I don't want that. So if they get it, they're not getting it from me. They're getting it from somebody else. Because I don't want to be that one to show them that this is how you're supposed to live, when it's not really how you're supposed to live. It's just, that's how I live. See, we want to live a certain way. We want to do certain things. But we don't want our kids to do that. Well, if you don't want your kids to grow up to do that, then hey. But the reason, and then the thing is, kids have their own mindset, because sometimes the things that you do when they grow up, they don't even do what you do. At all. Half the time, they don't even want to be like you. They want to be some totally different person. So I always tell my kids, growing up, be who you are, the best that you can be. Don't try to be what I am. Be the best that you can be. And that's the bottom line. But we have to stop trying to control people and make them do what you want them to do, because it's just not. That's just how it is. You cannot make a person do things. And we have that so bad out here in the world of today, because we're trying to be in control, because we think our decisions is the best, and it's really not. If we had the best decisions to make in life, then we wouldn't make no mistakes. We make mistakes all the time. Sometimes I make mistakes and I don't even intend to do that. Like, that's not what my intentions is to make mistakes. My intentions is to do it right. But I end up making mistakes. I do it at work. I'm like, oh sure, I wasn't even supposed to send that to that person. Let me take that off there. Or sometimes it gets through because I made a mistake. And that's what we do. We make mistakes. Because you know what? We're not perfect. If something is to where you can fix it, then fix it. Now, if you make a mistake and you just abruptly like, I'm not gonna, and you don't fix it and you just let it go on because you don't want to take the time to fix it, then that's a problem. But if you unknowingly knowing you made a mistake and ain't nothing you can do to fix it, then there's nothing you can do to fix it. You just pray and ask God that make sure that it gets done right, or somebody down the line fix it. You know what I'm saying? But nobody out here in the world of today is perfect. Nobody. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody's perfect. I was looking at somebody had did a message on Facebook about the kids. Parents should pay for kids what they do wrong or whatever in the streets or whatever. And a lot of people have opinions. Some said no, they shouldn't. Some says they should. Well, it's opinion. I ain't gonna even trip with it. It's their opinion. But it was one lady on there, so she was like, I think that they should pay for whatever. She said, if you raise your kids right, and and my child was doing this, doing that, and he turned around and he stopped doing this. Okay, but this is the thing that you fail to realize. Your child was doing wrong. And he decided in his mind that he was going to change and turn around. It has to, listen, when your kids are out here in the street, my belief is, I don't think once they leave your house and go out in that street, that don't always have to do with how you raise that child. I done seen kids that was raised in the best homes, two parents, had the best childhood that they said they had. But when they got out in these streets and they seen things and how they could thrive if they did this, and that, they chose to do it because that's what they wanted to do. It had nothing to do with them being right, how they was raised. And people gotta stop doing that. Like, you gotta stop telling people that it's because, it starts at home. Well, it does start at home as a child. But when they get grown, they make their own decisions. The only reason I didn't choose to do the stuff I didn't choose to do was because I didn't want to do it. I wasn't even really thinking about, well, mama said this and mama said that, because I didn't want to do it. Because I knew that if I did this and I did that, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want nothing to have control over my body and the way I think and feel. That's why a lot of times I didn't do certain things that I did. It has absolutely nothing to do with the way I was raised, though. But some people are so quick to say it's how you was raised. That's not true at all. I mean, I don't understand. Stop trying to control people and control their life and then tell them they're doing them wrong, or they're not raising their kids right and they're not doing this, doing that. And it's like, I don't see people say, especially when you get around older people. And then I'm looking at them, I'm like, you don't even know. Your child smoke weed, drink, do drugs, and you don't even know that. And you sitting up every time I have somebody else child, they didn't raise their child right, but you don't know that your child does these things. I'm just like, I just see it too much. I see it in my family. I see it in workplace. People just sit there and they try to say people's not doing a good job at this, and you should be doing stuff like this, and this is how you should be doing it. No, I say, mind your business. I mean, that's what I say. I say mind your business, even when you're dealing with your adult children. Mind your business. Because guess what? They're going to see and they're going to figure it out. You know, my mama drummed in my head that you need to be married before having children. But I didn't. I had 3 children before I got married. That was my husband's children, but I didn't want to get married. My husband proposed to me, but I chose not to at that time. And then when I felt like I needed to get married, because once my relationship got close to Christ, I was ready to get married. But I didn't at first. And it had nothing to do with what my mama didn't tell me. It had a lot to do with what I wanted to do. Was it right? No. No, it wasn't right. But it ain't had nothing to do with what my mom was telling me or how she raised me or stuff like it. It had nothing to do with that. It had a lot to do with what I chose to do in life. A lot of stuff that happened to me in my life is because I chose to do it. And half of the stuff, I wasn't even a child. I was a grown woman. A full grown woman. I think I more or less listened to my mama in my younger days when I was in my 20s and stuff like that than I did when I got older. Because I knew those things. And that's when I looked back and said, you know what, I should listen to my mama. Because she told me there would be days like this. So, my thing is, let people live their life and stop trying to dictate how they live and how they should do this and how they should do that. I even heard a lot of women I heard on TV, I heard on a podcast and everything, and they like, these girls out here need to learn how to cook. They don't want to cook or whatever. Well, some husbands don't require them to cook. I mean, that's just it. Some husbands do not require them to cook. Is there something wrong with that? No, because that's what they do in their marriage. You can't tell somebody what they should or could and what they need to do, because that's in their life and that's in their marriage, that's in their relationship. It's like if a person is a single parent, you can't tell her as a single parent, you should be going home cook for your child every day. No. That is her life. She's raising her child. And if she don't choose to cook for her child every day, guess what? She don't have to. If she got the money to go out there and buy food and set it up like that, then that's fine. If she want to be like, okay, we're going to have some sandwiches Monday through Friday, or we're going to have this Monday through Friday, and then I'll cook on Sundays. And then on Saturday, we'll go out and eat. That's her decision. That does not make her a bad mother. Because you know what? She's still taking care of her child. She's still taking care of her child. That child is eating, clothes, shelter, not getting mistreated. What type of food she eat or he eat on a daily basis has to do with parenting. Because I remember sometimes we had to eat beans 3, 4, 5 days. Or we had to eat certain things more than once. So how is what these parents do for their kids now such a bad thing, because they're not doing it the way you think that they should do? Stay out of people's business and mind your own. Nowadays, I had to look at things, because nowadays things are done so different, because there's so many different avenues that you go about to make money. So you have to fit things into your life to make things run the way that it should run. And I don't think that a person has to drain themselves to do everything this certain way. Well, you go home, you cook, and you do this, and you do this, and you get up and go to work. If I come home and I'm tired, I'm not cooking. Y'all might gonna have to grab some sandwiches, or maybe some noodles, or whatever you can find in the refrigerator, because today I ain't cooking. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. Because guess what? Sometimes it's like it. So do you want to be mentally and physically drained and tired to where you're getting sick, and then somebody else is going to have to take care of your child? No. So I say, whatever fits in your lifestyle, then that's what you do. Stop worrying about what other people think, because it does not matter. What matters is what God thinks. So if you take it to him and he's okay with it, then everything everybody else thinks is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. And that's how I move today, and people don't like it. They don't like that personality. But that's how I move today. If it don't fit into my criteria, I'm not doing it. If it don't fit into my day, I'm not doing it. If I come home and I'm tired from working, trying to make money to take care of my kids, we're going to have to do it another way. Either we're going to find something in their house, I'm going to have to pick something up, and that's how we're going to do it. But I ain't going to fix no full meal. I don't fix full meals Monday through Friday. I did that when my kids was growing up. And I wish I would have. Well, I ain't even going to say that, because I didn't. Because on some days, we made it do what it do, and that was it. And guess what? My husband was okay with it. I was okay with it. We was good with it. I cooked a lot of times because I wanted to cook. But I wasn't going to force myself to cook, and I'm tired and I'm worn down, and no. So I say, live your life according to God, and you will be perfectly fine. Because people going to find something wrong with what you do regardless. If you do right, they're going to find something wrong. If you do wrong, they're going to find something wrong. If you take their opinion, they're going to find something wrong. If you don't take their opinion, they're going to find something wrong. So do what makes you feel good. Do what makes you feel good. So that's all I have for today. And all I'm saying is, stop trying to dictate people's lives and try to control what they do and try to make them take your opinion on everything or every aspect of their life. Stop doing that. And that, that's the bottom line. But everyone have a great day. Hope that everything that you want in life, it appears, and do the best to your ability, and talk to God. He would love to hear from you. And have a great day. Hope that you enjoyed my video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, or if you want more to come. Thank you.